What is going on, everyone? This is Dak13, and today I'm going to be talking about what features I want with the next iPhone. So I did a video like this a little while ago on my vlogging channel, which is called Other to Hacker13, but it wasn't a great video. It wasn't professional. It was a little bit rushed, and I really didn't provide images in the video. It was just kind of like a black screen, and it wasn't the greatest of videos, but so I thought I would make this one today because there weren't really any new tweaks coming out that I felt like I could make a video on, and so I decided to make a video of what I want within the next iPhone, because I'm definitely buying it, even though I don't have a new upgrade available. I'm probably just going to buy it not on contract and then replace my iPhone 4S with the new one, because I have a feeling this new one is going to be awesome based on rumors I've seen. And so, like I said in this video, I just wanted to take the time out to go into a little bit more detail about what I want, talk about the features that I think are more likely to be in it, and maybe some of the features that they might include, but probably not. So let's get right on into it. So first off, the name. Most people think it's going to be called the iPhone 5. I think it's going to be called the iPhone 5 too, but if you look at their history, first it was called the iPhone, and then in the second generation iPhone was called the iPhone 3G, and the reason why they called it that was because Apple thought it was a big deal because they were adding 3G capabilities to the iPhone, so they called it the iPhone 3G. And then they came out with the iPhone 3GS, and they kept the 3G name and they added the S for speed because they made it faster. And then they came out with the iPhone 4, which was kind of an upgrade because it had a different design and it was just a great phone, even though it had the connection problems when it first came out. And people realized you had to use a case or a bumper in order to fix that. And then they came out with the iPhone 4S. And people thought they were going to put 4G in that phone, but they didn't. They just made it faster, and that was the reason they put an S for it, because it's stand for speed, obviously. And so I don't know, because I'm pretty sure they're going to add 4G capabilities to the next iPhone. I don't know if they're going to call it the iPhone 4G, because just like how I said when they made the iPhone 3G, they called it that because of the 3G. I don't know if they're going to call it the iPhone 4G because they're going to add 4G to it. But with the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S, how they were both 4s, I don't think there would be as much hype. Even though it'd be the exact same thing, just the name. I don't think there'd be as much hype as if it was called the iPhone 4G, because it'd be iPhone 4, 4S, 4G. So I believe they're going to call it the iPhone 5 simply because it'd be more revolutionary, a little bit more hyped, and people would think it'd be better. So I'm going to call it the iPhone 5 throughout this video. However, it would make sense for them to call it the iPhone 4G, but I don't know what they're going to do, obviously, because it doesn't come out till September 12th. But I definitely plan on buying it. Anyways, so let's get into the features. Two features that I think are the most likely that they're going to add to the new iPhone are 4G and a larger display. Now, the reason for the 4G obviously is because my dad was telling me, because I was telling him in the 4S before it came out, I was like, there's definitely going to be 4G in this. And he's like, I don't know. And they ended up not adding 4G to it. And, it was typical Apple because they just take time to add bigger features into their phones, so there's a little more hype for it. But now that the iPad 3 already has 4G, it's pretty much obvious that they're going to add 4G to the iPhone. If the iPad 3 didn't have 4G capabilities, I still wouldn't be sure, but because the iPad 3 does, then I think it's a no-brainer that they're definitely going to include it in the iPhone 5. So the next one is the larger display. Now I believe they're going to add the larger display for some leaked pictures that I've seen, and it's kind of the same whenever a new iPhone comes out. When I was used to the way the iPhone 3GS looked when the iPhone 4 came out, I wasn't used to it, so I was like, that doesn't look the greatest, but eventually I got used to it, and now I think it looks way better than the iPhone 3GS. But after seeing these leaked pictures of supposedly what the next iPhone's going to be, the way it has the aluminum back, the way, how it cuts off, as you can see on the screen now, just by the camera and by the bottom of the back of the phone, just doesn't look the greatest in my opinion. It'd be best if the whole back was aluminum, but obviously when it comes out, I'll probably get used to it and probably think it's an awesome design. But if it's going to look like that, I think it looks decent. I don't think it looks awesome, but like I said, once it comes out, I'd probably like it a lot. But from that rumor, it's supposed to have a larger display, and I've never seen any news on any tech website saying that it's not going to have a larger display. So I believe they're going to do it because lots of Android phones have large screens. And in my opinion, I am perfectly fine with the size of my iPhone screen now. I don't think they need to go bigger or anything, but if they do, I'd be completely fine with that. So those are the two features I definitely think they're going to include in the next iPhone 5, and I really hope the 4G is in it, and I already know it's most likely going to be in it, which I'm really excited for. The larger display, it's kind of like, if it's in there, okay. If it's not, I don't really care, but I'll probably end up really liking it when I'm holding it, because like I said, I'm perfectly fine with the screen size of the current iPhone, but if it's bigger, I'll probably end up liking it, but, for now, it's just, I don't really care if it's bigger or not, but I think that the new one's going to have that. So, next feature that I don't know if they're going to include or not is a quad-core processor. Currently, I believe it's a dual-core, correct me if I'm wrong, and I originally thought that they were going to add a quad-core processor to the iPad 3, but they didn't. They only updated the graphics card. So I don't know if they're going to go with what they did in the iPad 3 for the iPhone 5, or if they're actually going to add a quad-core processor. So I don't know if they're just going to update the graphics card, or if they're actually going to, go with the quad-core, so it'd be a ton faster. I would really like if they added the quad-core, because iOS 6 is a great operating system. I have yet to use it, but I've seen many videos of it, and if they can use a quad-core, obviously better processing power for iOS 6, it would be an amazing phone and completely blow out all of its other competitors. So I don't know about the quad-core processor, if they're going to have it or not, but if they do, that would be amazing. Probably the quad-core processor and the 4G are the two features that I'm looking forward to the most, but I really don't know if they're going to add the quad-core yet, but hopefully they do. So I have 3 more features, and the first one is a better front-facing camera. I don't know how probable this is. I haven't seen many rumors on it, many news articles on it, but hopefully they end up doing it, because the front-facing camera isn't the greatest, and if they were to update it to make it even better, then that would be great, because I really would like a better front-facing camera on my phone, because obviously when a lot of people take pictures of themselves, they would like to use the front-facing camera so they can see themselves while they're doing it, but they want the better quality of the back camera, so I don't know. I don't think this feature is that likely at all, but a better back camera. I think the camera is already awesome on the iPhone. I don't know if they're going to update it or not. Knowing Apple, they probably will, because, like I said, when the iPhone went to the iPhone 3G, they added a whole bunch of new features, and then 3GS was a little upgrade, and then from 3GS to the 4, it was a huge upgrade, a different design, just like from the first iPhone to the iPhone 3G. So, because it's the 4S, which was a little upgrade to the 4, I think if they're going from the 4S to the 5, they want to put in as many features as they can to really hype up this new phone. So they might put in a better back camera. I don't know. But if they did, that would be great. My very last feature that I would really like in the next iPhone is a thinner design. But I am completely fine with the thickness of my phone now. It's kind of like the screen size. If they made it thinner, then that would be great. It's not really actually like the screen size, what I think about it, because, like I said, the larger display, I wouldn't really care about it or not. I mean, I'm fine about the thickness of this phone, but if it was thinner, that would obviously be a lot better. So I'm fine with the thickness now of it, but if it was thinner, that would be awesome. And it's not really like my opinion on the display size, because I would be fine if they leave it the same size or not, but if they made it the same thickness, I would be a little disappointed. But obviously, if they made it thinner, that would be great. And also about the battery life, that's one concern I have about being thinner or not, because one major rumor is that it's going to be not as thick as this phone, the iPhone 5, compared to the 4S. But, with the iPad 3 has a much larger battery than the iPad 2, and it promises the same power, but obviously, and it's the same thickness. So you guys may be wondering, were they able to keep it that thin? Well, it's because the reason why they need that big battery is because of obviously the display, how it's all retina and that big of a screen. And so the bigger battery, they might just keep it the same thickness. I don't know what they're doing. They're probably already done with the iPhone 5. They're just adding little improvements. But I don't know. All I know is I'm really looking forward to this iPhone, guys. I'm going to pre-order it as soon as they announce it, and I'm probably going to do an unboxing. Please let me know in the comments what features you really want, which ones are most important to you, because I would really like to hear from you guys. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please don't forget to click that like button. Like I said, leave a comment down below letting me know of your iPhone 5 feature you're looking forward to the most. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe for daily videos. Anyways, guys, once again, thanks for watching the video, and I will see you all in my next one.